You support Trump?
Yeah.
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, and what's your birth year?
2005.
Okay, and what month were you born?
September.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
Immigration policies and I guess some economic policies, but more immigration policies.
Okay, can you name one economic metric that Trump's made better off since he got in office?
GDP growth in his first term and GDP growth
So
now.
I said since he got in
manufacturing
office.
jobs.
That would be this term, sir.
Well, you didn't clarify that, did you?
I said since he got in office. I did clarify that, sir.
Well, since he got in office the first time or the second time?
I obviously was referencing this administration.
How am I supposed to know that?
Maybe use your brain, critical thinking.
Yeah. More manufacturing jobs, more investment in manufacturing.
We've seen a decline in real domestic manufacturing investment every quarter of Trump's administration so far, after it increasing every quarter under the Biden administration.
No, that's just not true. Manufacturing jobs have
Except
gone
for
up
last.
by around 20,000 each month since.
Do you want me to show you a
Since the year
screen?
started.
Show you real domestic manufacturing investments decline?
Look at the Bureau of Economics.
Yeah, I'll show you right now. The Bureau of Economic Analysis is what you're probably trying to reference on.
Yeah.
Well, this is right here showing you that we actually have seen a decline in real domestic manufacturing investment every quarter of Trump's administration so far, after a massive boom under the Biden-Harris administration. Look at this real quick. You could see, we'll look at Trump's first term. This is when Obama left office. This is when Trump left office. Look, it's lower. This is when Biden got into office. This is when Biden left office up here, okay? And then this is all Trump.
I said more manufacturing jobs, and then why did they go up under Biden? What policy?
Wait, we're saying this is real domestic manufacturing investment, sir. So what would cause more jobs to exist in the country? More investment, right? There's less investment in the country since Trump's got in office.
Not long-term investment. There's more long-term investment.
This is investment overall.
Is that long-term investment or is that investment per quarter?
This is quarterly investment.
So again, more long-term investment is happening.
How do you identify that long-term investment is higher if it's not predicated off of the investment that exists?
Toyota plants. We have the highest long-term. Search it up right now. Go look at the plants, all the car manufacturing plants.
Okay, give me a source.
I'll give
because that would be categorized within the quarterly spending or investments, quarterly investments. Any long-term investments categorized within this. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, everybody. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. I hope get it out to more people. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes if you're here on TikTok, everyone. We have 6,400 people here on TikTok. I think we could easily get up to 1 million likes if we try. Alrighty, give them a second to find this information. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that mustache. Give it a second to find it. By the way, everyone, I apologize for the live stream. It got banned earlier, and I had to end the stream for a while. We're back for now. We should be on live until Dean hops on or so. Alrighty. Give him a second to find this information. It's hard to find something that doesn't exist on the internet, so give him a second.
I got a White House.
Thank you so much for the goat. I appreciate it.
WhiteHouse.gov.
What's the title? That's the partisan source from the White House.
U.S. foreign investment in Trump's second term, and that foreign investment.
So by the way, we're going to a White House partisan claim. Watch this. It's going to be just a claim from the White House. Is it Trump effect? A running list of U.S. investment in president's second term?
Yes.
Yeah. This is just a bunch of claims that they've claimed. That's it. These are just all claims. Oh my God! It's literally Chad. It's literally just a bunch of claims. It's a bunch of bullet points of claims. All they did is just all these companies announced this. By the way, it's all claims. That's it. None of it is an actual source. It's not categorized level spending like I just showed him. It's literally just claims.
It literally says the amount that they're investing.
We're in a golden age, actually, everybody. Golden age. We've never seen this before in this country's history, actually.
Trust me, bro,
a golden age like we've never seen before, where we're seeing real domestic manufacturing investment decline every quarter of Trump's administration so far, actually. Every quarter. Beating even records that you never thought possible. We're decreasing it like you've never seen before, okay?
Do you have any source that debunks this?
I just showed you on the screen. I literally just showed you real domestic manufacturing investment in the country.
What's the difference between those two sources? They're both governmental sources.
What? One's from the Bureau of Economic Analysis, an actual bureau meant to deal with economic data, and the other one's a partisan source from the White House that just claims a bunch of things announced by different companies. That's it. Not even specific investment on a yearly basis or how much investment as compared to prior. It's just a bunch of different claims.
Why hasn't any of the companies called them out for lying then?
Well, because it's in their benefit,
In their
right?
benefit,
Because they
how?
want to be
They have
treated
to go to
better.
board
They want to
meetings.
be treated better by the government, and they could get treated worse if they're not on Trump's good side. And also, if you
Again,
categorize all of this spending up over 4 years, it's still lesser spending. I just want to let you know. Add all of those numbers together, it's still lesser real domestic manufacturing investment on a quarterly basis.
and what did Biden benefited all his manufacturing from Trump's tariffs? The tariffs on EVs and the tariffs on
Those are
steel.
targeted
So,
tariffs, which are okay. We have an issue with universalized tariffs.
again, it was a universal tariffs on all EVs around the world.
No, that's a targeted tariff. Universal
Still,
tariff is like on an entire country.
oh well, that's good too.
No, it's
100%,
not,
that's
because
good.
it's led to a decline in real domestic manufacturing investment every quarter of Trump's administration so far. We don't have an issue with targeted tariffs. We have an issue with universal tariffs.
Yeah, trade deficits do not benefit us. So I do agree with universal tariffs.
Um, Trade deficits are completely fine depending on the conditions, because the country could just be smaller, right? And we could be buying more goods from them than they're buying from us. That's totally fine. I have no problem with that. That's okay within the economy.
Do you have an issue with China or Japan owning $1 trillion in U.S. bonds with interest up
It
to
has
three and a
nothing to do
half
with the trade
percent?
deficit, and
That
also
that does.
I would prefer us not to have debt held
How does that
by
have?
countries like China, but I would most of it's held by U.S. citizens, and
Do you,
Japan I'm okay with.
do you know why China has U.S. bonds?
A good
Because we have a
investment.
trade deficit. We have a trade deficit with China. So the Bank of China has all this U.S. cash, excess U.S. cash, and they want to devalue their currency, right? So if they bring in U.S. cash into their currency, that's going to make their currency more valuable. So instead of doing that, they do investments in U.S. bonds and U.S. land to counteract that trade deficit.
It's just a solid investment. That's all really it is.
What do you mean? It's just a yeah, that's actually bad for us. Literally, our debt is so bad, and
Yeah,
us having
I
a
agree,
trillion
but like
dollars
Trump
with
has contributed more to it.
you know that the trade deficit is probably one of the a huge reason why we have so much debt.
What, you're an idiot.
If I buy a shirt from China,
No,
that money
you
goes
think
to
the trade
Chinese
deficit
workers.
adds to our debt, our national debt.
100% it adds to our
No,
debt.
it doesn't. A trade deficit is only the difference between imports and exports, okay? It is not something
Yeah,
that's added to the national debt.
but if excess cash is leaving the country, that's less tax revenue for the country. You do realize that because the country gets tax revenues from sales.
You're just
Other
saying the
means too, but
available money
sales
supply within the
income.
country has declined, which is okay.
Yeah, that's less tax revenue for the country. You do know that, right? If I buy a shirt from China, that's less tax revenue than buying a shirt from the U.S.
Okay, so because the person you're buying it from is, yeah, sure, that's okay though. What's wrong? What's wrong?
But
Right? Do you think that
that's
you shouldn't be
less,
able to engage in trade with other countries?
not to the extent I think that trade deficits are bad for us. Like
No, but
our
it's not
trade
even
deficit with
deficits. Do
China
you
is
think that we
bad
should be?
for
Do
us.
you think we should be able to trade with any country?
Yeah, if it's on fair grounds, and if it
When
isn't,
you say
it may
fair,
be
I don't even know what
deficit.
fairgrounds is supposed to mean. Fairgrounds would be like a marketplace of trade where they both are going to voluntarily benefit from the trade, right? Isn't that fairgrounds, free market there?
I don't think that China and other countries really practice in fair grounds. I
What
don't think Europe
universal
does.
tariff did China have on us?
China has a whole firewall on all our media. What are you talking about? We're not allowed to have
Wait, what
social media
universal
companies.
tariff does China have on us?
China has a complete embargo on our tech companies operating in China.
That's not a universal tariff.
That's
And
still a
also,
tariff.
why just because a
Again,
different country has restrictive economic policy, do we then have to impose restrictive economic policy? Do you think because China restricts human freedoms, we should too?
it's not human freedoms. It's about
It is
the
human
tech
freedom.
industry. They still have technology. I
No,
mean,
I'm
it
asking you a
is.
very cool question. Do you think just because they have a restrictive policy means we do need one
There's
too?
no correlation. The trade. What are you talking
Because
about?
when we place tariffs on them, we pay more.
Yeah,
So you're harming U.S. consumers,
but there's
mostly,
other ways
who
to
are
counter.
paying the
There's other ways
tariff.
to counteract that. You can give them tax cuts.
Tax
You can
cut. You
give the
mean after you
corporations
increase their
that benefit.
taxes?
You can
So
give
what you're doing is you're shifting the burden of taxation because you're imposing a tariff, which is a regressive tax, and you're probably going to give them income tax cuts, which is what the Big Beautiful Bill and Tax Cuts and Jobs Act did. That's a progressive tax structure. So you're replacing a progressive tax, income tax, with the regressive tax, tariffs, and to saying, oh, look, Americans, you've benefited now. We're bringing back manufacturing to this country when manufacturing has declined. And really all that did was shift the burden of taxation to give money to the rich at the expense of the poor.
Short-term pain for long-term gain.
Yeah, nice Republican talking point that had nothing to do with what I just said.
You said,
that had literally nothing to do with what I just said. Nice. Would you say that to yourself like 4 times in front of the mirror?
You can go look at the steel tariffs. Look at the steel industry before and after.
Yeah, that was a targeted tariff that existed under the Biden administration as well.
So if we're adding universal tariffs and you can see it with targeted tariffs, the benefit, what's the difference? Why isn't a universal tariff?
Universalized tariffs have negative impacts because they impact the manufacturing line and cause it to be more expensive within the country. They cause typical consumer products to be more expensive rather than fixating on a specific hyper-specific industry. A universalized tariff like the ones imposed by Donald Trump's administration, according to the Federal Reserve, increased inflation.
Minorly.
We would be below pre-pandemic levels of inflation, around pre-pandemic levels of inflation, if Donald Trump never imposed the war with Iran and his tariff policy.
And you don't think these governmental bonds with high interest increase inflation?
You know that they have higher interest because of the fact that Donald Trump has imposed more inflation, which causes the Federal Reserve to keep interest rates higher.
Trump has decreased inflation. Inflation has gone down under his second term.
Inflation has gone up under his second term. You're lying.
No, it's
you want to bet?
Inflation right now.
You want to bet?
Since the start of his second term,
we've seen inflation go up. You want to bet?
No. Since the beginning of his second term to the end of to right now, inflation has gone down.
Inflation has gone up. How much do you want to bet?
Go pull it up. Let's see the chart.
No, how much do you want to bet?
Money?
Yeah.
No, I'm not betting money.
Because you know you're wrong.
Because I have no points on here.
Because you know you're wrong.
Again, the start. I'm pretty confident. Go pull up the chart.
So if you're so confident, take the bet.
Start of his second term versus inflation now.
Take the bet.
Let's see inflation from the start of his second term.
I know for a fact that it's higher now than what it was. So do you want to take the bet? Hello?
No, I do not want to take the bet.
Because you'll lose, right?
What is it right now? It's 3.5.
3.5. Yeah. What was it when Biden left office?
I don't. I want to say
2.9.
It was not 2.9.
It was. You want to see? December 2024, 2.9. I'll show you on the screen.
He left in January 2025.
Yeah, you understand that then you're categorizing all of Trump's administration, or part of Trump.
Trump started in the end of January.
January 20th. Which, by the way, would still have you at 3%, which is still lower.
That's still near the end of January.
It's still lower regardless, whichever number you pick.
Inflation has gone down month by month.
Do you want to see?
Since the beginning of the year, inflation has gone down month by month.
Look, do you see?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the end of Biden's administration. You want to pick that number? Okay.
Sure.
This is right now. Which number is higher?
Again, Trump's policies haven't gotten into place yet. Big beautiful bill is.
His policies haven't gotten in place? Yes, they have.
Tax and Jobs Act.
His tariff policy, his war with Iran. Look at it. Look at inflation, bro. It's higher. Do you agree it's higher? You said it was lower. You agree now it's higher. You originally... Wait. Why did you try to say it was lower as if that was a win for Trump's administration if you think none of his policies have gone into effect yet? How are we in a golden age? How are we in a golden age according to Trump if his policies haven't gone into effect yet? Are you saying that he inherited a golden age?
No. When did I claim we're in a golden age?
Trump does.
The golden age starts in 2028.
Trump claims we're in a golden age. If you click on the White House source that you just linked, that itself says we're in a golden age. You know that, right?
The start of a golden age.
No, it literally says we're in a golden age.
Golden age starts December 2026.
Where'd you get that from? Your ass?
No, that's when that's when the big beautiful bill, a lot of the
so you literally just said that from your ass, because Trump already claims that America's great and that we're in a golden age currently. He said that at the beginning of his speech, dude, didn't he? He said at the beginning of his speech he just had recently.
One indicator of inflation doesn't mean we're not in a golden age. You can look at the GDP numbers. Look at the GDP.
Wait. You said inflation was lower. It's higher, right? We can also say unemployment is higher. We can also say real GDP growth has slowed. We can say real median wage growth has slowed.
Pull up the chart again.
Okay.
Let's see Biden's peak in 2022. Not even Trump's like half his peak. Trump's second term is half of that.
That's not due to Biden.
How is that? Is that not due to COVID? Because that's in June
It is due to
2022.
COVID. This is due to the supply chain issues relating to the pandemic. And then
And
look
whose
at this
fault?
decline under Biden's administration. Look at that. Boom.
And
All the
whose
way
fault
down
is
here.
that? That
Look at this.
inflation.
Look at this. Inflation was stabilized by the time Trump got in office. And what did Trump do? He fucking caused it to shoot
It's
up.
Biden's fault that inflation rose so much in June because of the
Wait, what
American
did
Rescue
Biden do that
Plan.
caused this
The
inflation?
American Rescue Plan,
What?
$1.9 trillion dollars.
Yeah, Trump signed off on
Unnecessary.
over $4 trillion more of debt-related
Okay, but that
spending.
was
Did you
more
know that?
that was more necessary. The American Rescue
No.
Plan was less
Well,
necessary.
you understand that 4.8 trillion of which was non-COVID related. Kaz, thank you for the
Who's-
Viking hammer. Thank you so much. 4.8 trillion that Trump signed into law was non-COVID related. You said it was necessary? Then why was it non-COVID related?
Are you talking about a deficit or funds? What were the
Debt.
4.8
He signed into law
trillion?
according to the Committee for Responsible Federal
That's
Budget.
debt for tax cuts. That's not the same as a loan grant or a stimulus.
Wait, you
do know
understand
that.
that's still debt, right?
Yeah, but that's not the same as a stimulus.
It's
What's the
reducing
difference?
revenue.
But no, the reason why inflation
Yeah.
rose is because we gave unnecessary stimulus to people and corporations.
Trump did
which
stimulus
caused
as
the
well. He did he actually
Yeah,
did
but
more.
his was
You know that
his
Trump
was
did more debt-related spending related to COVID too?
Yeah, but his was more necessary. It wasn't
Trump
a
did
year
more
out.
COVID-related debt spending. Trump did more non-COVID
That was
related
in
debt spending.
January 2020. That's the difference.
You don't have any way out of this.
That's different than November 2021. Again,
Not really.
1.9 trillion
And
was
excuse you.
unnecessary. 1.9 trillion was unnecessary.
So I do think that the American Rescue Plan was a good thing. Why? Because it reduced childhood poverty by 45% in this country. Because it reduced it increased the child tax credit. You should agree with that.
ChatGPT. So you agree
No,
with the
I've
Big
known
Beautiful
about this
Bill
for a long
increased
time. I don't
doubling
need
the
AI like you.
So do you agree that the Big Beautiful Bill doubling child tax credit's good then?
I do think that the double of the tax credit, which was under the TCJA, was a good aspect of the bill. The issue is that that's a small portion of the overall bill. So although I agree with aspects of the bill such as that, most of the bill is tax breaks for the richest Americans in this country.
The child tax credit's the most
I,
expensive thing on
like
the
Kamala
bill.
Harris, support maintaining all of the aspects of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act applicable to income earners under $400,000 a year.
The child tax credit's the most expensive thing on the bill.
Wait, no, it's not. It's not proportionally a huge percent of the overall bill.
It's the most expensive.
Wait,
Search
is
up
it
what the
is
most
wait,
expensive-
is it a majority of the bill?
It's not the majority of the bill, but it's the
Okay,
most
well, if it's
expensive
not a
thing on
majority of the bill, then that's the point I'm making. Majority of the bill, right, is going to the richest Americans. Do you agree a majority goes to the top 1%?
No.
Okay, you want to
No,
bet?
absolutely not. What do you mean you want to bet tax cuts? No.
Majority of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act goes to the top 1%.
In revenue or tax cuts?
It said majority of the tax cuts, which would be
In
containing
liabilities or
revenue.
tax? Okay, in liabilities, no. The majority of liabilities are going to poor income people.
Okay, so you're saying a majority of the liabilities. You mean what we're paying out, like the Big
Yes,
Beautiful Bill,
yes.
like for example, food stamps, Medicaid.
Yes.
Yeah, that negatively impacts the lowest income Americans in this country. You just gave another example for how your bill is shitty. It cut 420,000 children off of free school lunch and breakfast on average
Also,
every
most
single
of the
month.
tax cuts
Now,
are
I don't
for
even
people-
think I brought that up right now.
Most of the tax cuts are also for low income people, or medium
No,
to low
most of
income
the
people.
tax
Most
cuts.
of the tax
Wait, most of the revenue of the tax cuts. I'm saying overall revenue goes to the richest Americans, the top 1%. That's what I'm saying.
What tax cuts?
The income
name
tax
the tax
cuts that
policy.
proportionally revenue-wise will go to the richest Americans. The corporate tax cuts, right? We can also reference in the Big Beautiful Bill the cutting of access to Medicaid, food stamps, etc., which again reduced after-tax income for the lowest quintile.
Yeah, but I think those tax cuts are good because you're replacing the corporate tax cuts with tariffs.
So your tax cuts are good because you think of what? Sorry?
Because tariff revenue is more than corporate tax revenue. A universal tariff gives more revenue to the federal government than a corporate tax.
It's not legal. The Constitution doesn't allow for Trump to establish that by executive order, according to the Supreme Court. So that got undermined, and then Trump tried to impose tariffs that will only be in place for like 150 days. So not very great revenue scheme.
And we had a surplus. We had the first surplus in
surplus
forever.
for what?
We got more money to the federal government than we gave out
That's just
with
wrong.
tariffs. You want a source for that?
What are you saying in tariffs? What does that mean? That you mean like
We
we
got
had revenue from tariffs?
because of tariffs
Or are
revenue.
you saying that we don't have a deficit?
We did not have a deficit due to
You
tariffs
don't think
for
we
a
had a
quarter.
federal deficit?
What during one quarter during the tariffs? Yeah, we didn't have a federal. We had a
During
surplus.
one quarter during the tariffs?
Yeah,
So I think
between between
that's not
May
getting rid of a deficit. And also, what's the
between May to
source?
June, we had a surplus, a federal surplus, the first in
That's all that
decades.
means is that you had revenue from tariffs.
Yeah, that's
That's all
good.
that means.
You're,
It's not
you're
that we
complaining
had
about that
it's
the
not that we had no deficit, federal deficit. It's just that we had revenue.
no. We had a surplus. We were taking
That's
in
of
more money than we're
revenue
giving out.
from the tariffs.
Yeah, but no, but
That's
that's
not
all
in
federal
terms of the
government.
federal
The,
deficit though. You're thinking of
no,
two separate things.
no, the tariff revenue caused us not to have a federal deficit.
Please give me the source for that. Brian, thank you so much. Really appreciate the 30 to Tina, thank you so much for the leopard. Thank you so much. Because W's for Tina in the comment section. Thank you so much for the leopard. I appreciate it. Thank you. Brian, thank you for the $30. Thank you very much for hey Parker, recently retired Marine here. 20 years active. I've been watching her a long time and I have the utmost respect for you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And the work you do takes massive guts. We need 100 more Parkers as effective as you are. Keep being awesome. Thank you so much, Brian. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for your service. Thank you so much. Good some W's for Brian in the comment section right now. Bianca as well. Thank you for the dollar. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. All of it. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. I hope that you're okay. I hope that you're okay, and I hope for your best recovery. Thank you so much. I am completely caught up there. We're gonna wait for him to come up with this information. And by the way, Dean should be on live here very soon, everybody. Just letting everyone know.
I'm
We'll
sorry.
probably join him for a bit later in the day.
That tiger scared me. Do you trust Reuters?
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay, Reuters source.
Yeah, what's the title? I can't hear you when you're out of
Tariffs.
the app. I can't hear you when you're out of the app. You have to memorize it and then come back into the app.
$27 billion federal budget.
Sorry, what's the
surplus.
title?
And $27 billion federal budget surplus.
Alrighty. Let me put Reuters. I see tariff refunds push U.S. June deficit up to 120 billion. U.S. customs duties top 100 billion for the first time in a fiscal year. I don't see where's the title for what you're saying? Because I looked up exactly what you said. I looked up $27 billion budget surplus Reuters, and it doesn't come up.
Give me a second. Let me make sure it's Reuters.
Okay. Yeah, it literally just says it's a surplus of duties. Right, so it's more revenue than costs relating to the duties that the Treasury engaged in. It's not. I think it's a bit different than what he's interpreting it as. But give him a second. He said it was from Reuters, so I'm interested to see this. Peter, thank you for the $15. Thank you for listening to Scott argue about the big beautiful bill. It's like watching someone complain about a piece of paper that's on fire while an entire forest burns down behind. I know, right? Doctors, well, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Dr. Seuss. Thank you. Thank you so much for the kind words.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's CNBC, sorry. And it's Treasury. Let me get the title. Treasury posts unexpected June federal surplus.
Posts unexpected June federal surplus. NBC Chicago? Or here. U.S. Treasury post 27 budget surplus in June. It doesn't provide any context.
It's the regular. Maybe
NBC
the title.
Chicago. Is that what you're saying? Because it says Treasury post unexpected surplus in June as tariff receipts surge.
Yeah, that's the source.
Okay. So the U.S. government posted a surplus in June as tariffs gave an extra bump to a sharp increase in receipts. Treasury Department said on Friday, with government reading swelling throughout the year. Last month saw a surplus of over 27 billion, following a 316 billion deficit in May. That brought the fiscal deficit to year to date to 1.34 trillion, up 5% from a year ago.
Yeah.
So the federal deficit is still over 1.3 trillion.
You could see with tariffs that 1 month we actually had the surplus the first time.
I think that's really dishonest.
The tariffs, how is that dishonest?
Just because the customs duties totaled about 27 billion for the month.
Yeah, that's a surplus, is that not?
Not as a deficit overall. You said the deficit decreased, right? I think that's a bit dishonest. That's obviously not true.
The deficit for that month decreased. Yeah.
So the deficit. Okay, so does that matter?
Yeah, that shows that if the tariff policy was able to stay, then that
It wasn't
the
only in
federal
place for
government
just that
deficit was
1 month.
that was the peak of it, though.
What?
That was the peak of the Liberty tariffs. The Liberty tariffs were implemented in April, and then as companies started to move their operations in May, you could see a surplus in June, but then the tariffs were knocked down around July by the Supreme Court or by a federal judge. I don't know if it was the Supreme Court.
You understand that that means that there were multiple months where there were huge deficits without there being a surplus.
Yeah, but
So it had nothing to
literally
do with the
in the
tariffs. It just
article,
had to do specifically with that one particular month.
what did the article say that one particular month? What was the driving force that caused that surplus?
It
in the
just said the
article?
customs duties, but that doesn't change
It's
the fact
literally in the
that doesn't
title.
change the fact that if the tariff policies stayed in place, that still wouldn't have gotten rid of the overall deficit. What you're interpreting from this is that, oh, if the tariffs were able to still be in place, well, then we would never actually see a deficit, right? That's what your whole argument is, which is false. That is very much false.
I've never said that, but I'm saying that it gives significant federal revenue. You can't argue against that. There's more
Okay,
federal
but
revenue than
it's
a
not
tax,
even
than tax
legal to
cuts.
do. But
It should be. I think that
it's
Congress,
not.
if we didn't have the filibuster, I think that Congress would be able to pass it because we wouldn't need a 60 to 40 vote in the Senate. So hopefully after November we'll get more Republican congressmen in the Senate and be able to pass it.
Not gonna happen because they're gonna lose in the midterms.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Yeah.
You guys don't have. I want when you guys don't have a chance, dude.
You think we
You
don't have a
don't
chance?
have
You think
Yeah,
you
you have a
actually are
chance.
going to win the midterms?
Yeah,
Then why is Trump so scared? Like trying
How
to
is Trump
do a
scared?
national address to tell us to do the Save America Act. He's terrified
because the
of
election
losing.
was stolen. The election
It was not stolen.
It was the CIA, not even a
Trump CIA?
Yeah. Oh, Trump CIA.
Yeah.
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 You're delusional, bro.
You don't trust government sources. I should trust you over a
Government
source. I should trust
sources.
you.
Government sources say that Trump lost the election.
Whose government?
Both Trump's and the Biden's government.
Biggest scam in history. I mean, it's just ridiculous how
No,
you guys
just got cooked,
Who-
and then you're such a sore loser that you can't acknowledge.
Many countries don't allow mail-in ballots.
Why are you such a sore loser? How did Trump vote?
Trump used mail-in ballots, so that means
Uh-huh.
mail-in ballots are good. Yeah.
Yeah. So he thinks it's secure enough to vote for it himself. He thinks the presidential ballot is secure within doing that. His own personal documents are secure within the mail-in ballot process, right?
Why do many European countries then don't use mail-in ballots?
Name one.
France.
Okay, why don't they?
Because it's highly prone to fraud.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
In the U.S., what is the fraud rate?
In mail-in ballots, around 2%.
No, that's wrong. What's your source?
Yes. I don't have a source on the top of my head. I don't know what that is.
Trust me, bro. Your sources trust me,
you should
bro.
put yourself there with the CIA's lying. I should trust you about that.
The CIA is under Trump, right? You said the stuff that was just released, by the way, literally talked about Russia interfering. There was no evidence that China interfered to benefit the Democrats.
No one's harder against Russia than Trump.
Really? Because is that why Russia was trying to get them elected?
Who gave Ukraine long?
Who did Russia try to benefit in the election?
I don't know.
It was Trump.
But Trump's the hardest on Russia, so that's not.
How do you feel about the fact that they wanted him to win?
Who's the first one to give?
How do you feel about the fact that Putin wanted him to win?
I think he's an idiot. Then I mean, he could see it.
He's an idiot.
He's wrong.
Yeah. That's definitely the only explanation, right?
Because you're not listening to my claim. Who's the first president to give Ukraine lethal aid?
Lethal aid? I think that existed under. Oh, you just got a misinformation flag. Later, bud.